Okay, so after completing the apoapsis circularization burn, go ahead and reset your computer and immediately start loading the Rendezvous program. Now get your Rendezvous radar on, and we should have a lock. At this point, you can go to radar attitude and center your yellow needles. Once they're centered, you can go ahead and just burn forward to get this counting on the plus side. And since we're more far away than I normally would be due to the bug of the pre-launch scenario, instead of the cold dark, we'll go forward about 100 feet per second. Now we can see we're not quite seeing the Agena at all. So to mitigate this, if we take a look at our Agena commands, here we can see our acquisition light is 251. So we will set the status display to bright. So we'll go 201 like so. And now 2, 5, and 1. And we can see out the window. There's our acquisition light, and we have perfect sighting of the Agena. This is all encoded through the Rendezvous radar, so if you have this turned off, the encoder won't work. It modulates the radar signal in order to create the commands for the Agena. As you're coming close to the Agena, you'll notice your needles start to deflect a bit. This is a very simple mitigation. You're going to not point towards the target, but you're actually going to translate. So when the needle deflects up, you translate up. When it deflects right, you translate right. This is done. I is up, K is down, J is left, L is right, H is forward, and N are backwards. Same as we learned in part 1. So you can see we gotta translate up and to the right. Now we can skip time just a little bit. And now we can see we are on the scale change. We are on terminal approach. So now our translation will have a greater effect. And the piece of advice I have for everyone doing Rendezvous is don't really care about what's happening out the window, right? Window's not going to help you much. It's all about the instrumentation. Keep your speed under your range needle to ensure you don't crash. As a matter of fact, I usually prefer to approach at 50 feet per second, but we can bring her down to 75 just to get things to speed up a bit. Now that we're slower, our translations will have a bit more of an effect. And hello. That was very interesting. The Agena just glitched out there. There she is. Let's translate forward again. I have no idea why that happened, but the same rules are going to apply. Don't let the range rate needle pass, or don't let the range needle pass the range rate needle. At this point, 50 feet per second is more than enough. Unsure why the Aegina felt the need to teleport across the screen, but that's okay. We will simply just change our rendezvous heading. As you can see, range is coming in, and as long as we keep these yellow needles pretty center, we'll approach the target, right? The window is not exactly going to help you, yeah? It's good for when you're really close, but when you're this far out, the window is just, it's terrible. Just don't use it. The needles, your instruments, they're there for a reason. All right, so bring the needles in. Always, always center then. Couple pulses. Steady out that up and down needle. And then we will steady out the left and right needle. Again, couple pulses. And there we have it. There's that target vehicle. I think it's looking a little bit strange, but we'll see. Here we can see, look at that, range rate. We can't let that range rate fall behind the range. So bring that range rate needle down. And we can see we've got to come left and we've got to come down. Again, don't let that rate needle or the range needle cross your rate needle or you'll crash. So here's the target. And we can see that the Aegina has definitely glitched out for sure. This is one of the stranger glitches I've had. But now that we're this close, it's pretty safe to just translate your way through. Or not translate, to just use the window, that is. Yeah, this is indeed one of the more peculiar bugs I've seen. Let's get that light off. Ah, nope. Okay, she's looking normal. Okay. So then we'll drift around the vehicle. Alright, we're just looking at the engine. She's alright. Just very flickery. So let's spin around. Here we go. Almost there. And there we go. We've come pretty much to a stop, so let's roll around and get into our docking attitude. So you may be wondering, right, there is this cutout and this arm is very clearly supposed to go in there, right? But you may be wondering, like, in 3 dimensions, right? And really, this is like 6 degrees of freedom. This is like very hard to see when you're perfectly lined up, right? It's like when you're using those 3D modeling programs. So with this very simple procedure, when the rendezvous tape is loaded into the computer, press start. Here we can see our range on each axis now. And go to computer attitude. Now when you align and center needles, this is the attitude you're going to need in order to dock. It quite literally is that simple. And we could see we need to come down a little bit. So let's burn a little down. And we're steady. And now we just come forward. We can see roll is just a smidgen off, so let's fix that. There we go. And now we're right on the money. You translate forward. Make sure that your bus arm is on dock, or you won't be able to dock. Just come forward. Use your instrumentation to help you out. You can see it's come just a little bit down. That is a little bit like this. There we go. And just a little down like that. There we go. Slow down as you approach. Come up. A little bit this way. And there you go. Go forwards just a little bit. We fix the roll a slight bit. A little bit of the pitch. It's all about delicate maneuvering. And there we can see we are docked. So make sure to cycle your TDA rigid valve, rigid stop. So rigidize, stop, and off. And now we are docked. Now we can see when we put in any attitude control, we control with the Agena simultaneously with the Gemini. So from this point on, turn off the computer, or reset it, that is, and you're officially docked. Bus arm safe. Dock lights off. And welcome to the club of the very few people to ever perform rendezvous and docking in reentry. Thank you.